What's going on, you feisty mofos? JonGTFO here, and welcome back to another episode of Run Forest Run. Today I'm going to be running up the episode of September. So, you're all asking, how did we do? Well, let's go and look. I'm actually not sure how much we played of this last time. I think I didn't actually show you August either, so I'm just going to show you the results for August. I think you've already seen this one, which was the 3-2 win over Blackpool. Good little result for the lads. More possession. Sadly, I think the shots need to go back up a bit, but you know, first game of the season. Not too bad. Reasonably easy game against Morecambe here, first round of the FA or League Cup even, and it was a 4-1 victory. Wes Morgan getting 2, Ishmael Miller and Jonathan Green getting on the score sheet, Danny Carlton scoring for them, but Gareth McCleary getting injured in the 48th minute for us. You know, if you're playing Morecambe, I did expect the guys to win by a pretty large margin, and well, it's 3 goals, isn't that big, I guess, but you know, it's better than a 1-0 win, and I was fine with the result. And we clearly deserved the result, possession and shots. So, overall confidence booster there. Great little result here for the lads against Southampton. It was a 3-1 victory. Luke Chambers getting the goal on the 2nd minute, and Ishmael Miller getting 2 goals as well. Lee Camp scoring an own goal, and I remember that wasn't actually an own goal. They just shot, and Lee Camp spilled it, and he went in. But whatever. But against Southampton, I really thought this was a good result. They only got 1 shot on target, which is pretty amazing considering that Southampton are doing so well in real life. But you know, we had more shots on target, and we had slightly more possession, but I did think this was quite an equal encounter. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with the result, honestly. I fucking hate Nicky Maynard, you know that. Nicky Maynard is a genuine bastard on this game. First of all, he injured Ismail Miller. It was him. For some sodding reason, just after a corner, he slide tackled him, and he didn't even get booked for it, and Ishmael Miller went off injured, and he was out for a long time. I don't even think he's back yet. Secondly, we were 2-0 up within 20 minutes. Nicky Maynard scored and got an assist, and they fucking pulled it back to 2-2. Nicky Maynard is a genuine cunt, and I really want to buy him so badly. That doesn't really make sense, but still, I really want to buy him. He's a quality player. And as much as he is a cunt, I want him to be a cunt for my team. Next game, a 1-0 win over Derby. Pretty boring game, to be fair. We had 18 shots and 5 on target. We only scored 1 goal. That's mostly because Robbie Finlay is sodding useless. But Derby really just got pummeled by my team. I mean, Derby had 6 shots, none on target, and only 42% possession. A good little win for the lads here, and you know, Robbie Finlay's just not up to scratch at all. I mean, Ishmael Miller was banging in goals every game. Robbie Finlay gets maybe 7 chances a game to score, maybe 3 one-on-ones, scores 1 if he's fucking lucky, but normally doesn't score any. So, you know, I'm definitely going to be looking to bring a striker in January, and as I said, I've been looking at Nicky Maynard, and I have looked at one other person, but I'm not going to ruin it for you guys yet. So, 1-0 win over Derby, another solid win for the lads. Then we took on Dagenham and Redbridge. Again, Dagenham and Redbridge in League 2. Was expecting a reasonably good win. Turned 3-0. Was pretty good. John Fleck and Marcus Tugay getting the goals here. I mean, possession shot. Don't really have to look at this when you're playing against Daggers. I do live in Redbridge, so it was kind of hard for me to play this game, but yeah, it's Football Manager. What are you going to do? Obviously, this was the live com. Slightly disappointing result, really. They definitely didn't deserve the last 2 goals. I didn't think they really deserved. I think we did put on a lot of pressure towards the end, and we did have more shots on target, but as I've been saying before, without Ishmael Miller, strikers just haven't been scoring goals. I mean, Dexter Blackstock has got some decent stats on him, fair play to him, but he's just not putting away the goals that he needs to. I'm really disappointed in him. Paul Anderson's one of my top scorers now, and when John Fleck got sent off in the 60th minute, I think we knew it was all over from then. Guy Demel getting sent off for them probably helped us out quite a lot, but yeah, Picquion and Carew just getting the 2 goals that sealed the game for them. But it was a live com, nevertheless. It was West Ham, so I'm not too disheartened. Ironically, we had to play Millwall straight after that game as well when we actually won. Thank God, I would have probably slipped my wrists if we hadn't. But Robbie Finlay again scoring the 1 odd goal that he's going to score in his career. We did have less possession than Millwall. Fair play to Millwall. They played really shit, and they're fucking cunts. But, you know, on target and shots, we had more. And Luke Chambers got sent off in the 45th minute, which really didn't help us out, and I was really disappointed in him. I did fine him quite a lot of money after that, because it was a straight red. But Millwall couldn't take advantage of the one-man advantage, and Robbie Finlay's singular goal sealed us the victory. 3-1 win over Coventry here, another good result. Wes Morgan securing 2 goals 20 minutes after each other. But they were both corners, so it wasn't really, that's a bit cheap, but you know, take any goals you can get. And then Marcus Tugay get another goal for us. He's played really inconsistently. I don't know why. He played really well in that Daggers game, but obviously they're in League Two. He played really well in this game as well, but he just can't. I don't know. If I put him up front on his own, he can't seem to score goals. I put him out on the attacking right mid, and he can't really play out there. He's a bit of a lazy sod. And it's just kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. And we do have one new signing, which I will show you, which I've just been reminded of, but I'll show you that at the end. So, 3-1 at Coventry, another good result for the lads. Then a 4-0 against Doncaster here. Robbie Finley again scoring. This making him look good, it really is. But honestly, if you look at 6 of those chances, I don't really well. 4 of them we scored, but the other 2 probably would have been Robbie Finley one-on-ones, which he missed. So I'm still going with he's a terrible player. But Chris Cohen scoring 2 absolute beauties against Doncaster here. And I mean, seriously, they were fucking awesome. If you're lucky enough, I may show you them at the end of the episode if I remember, because I probably won't. But, you know, 62% possession, 20 shots, 6 on target. It was definitely worthy of a 4-0 victory for us here. Again, Doncaster having Billy Sharp, another striker I'm looking at to possibly bring in. I have maybe 3 major targets, but we really don't have any money. So, I don't know, I'm going to get rid of to get some funds in, but I'm going to have to try and find someone. But, you know, we'll try. Still so difficult. Then we had fucking Millwall scum. Sorry, Millwall scum? Just Mill scum. Mill scum again. This time we won 3-1. I swear to God, if I'd lost this game, I genuinely would have slit my wrists. Both of them, I just would have slit my wrists. Oh, fucking Mill scum. But yeah, it looked like we was only going to be a 1-0 victory, and then John Fleck getting a penalty in the 85th minute, and then Jordan Stewart scoring for Millwall in the 89th minute, making it a very tense last couple of minutes, but then Marcus Tugay sealing the victory like a big lad in the 94th minute. But, you know, again, more possession, more shots, more on target. I think we're doing really well so far, but I may make a minor tweaks to the tactics here and there, because we're not scoring, well, the strikers aren't scoring as many goals as they should be. I mean, if you look at Paul Anderson's midfielder, John Fleck's midfielder, Michael Stuttgart, I mainly play him as a midfielder. So, you know, that singular striker that we have up front may be changed to 2 very soon. Don't know, see how the next month pans out, really. Then a very disappointing 2-1 loss to Ipswich here. Jonah Tovio, I think, is one of the new signings, scored from a corner in the 2nd minute, really, really disheartened the lads. Then Michael Chopra going through on goal and scoring, but, you know, Iga Ingemarson gave away an own goal in the 74th minute, but to be fair, it was a really even game. I mean, 50% possession. We had slightly more shots, but they had 1 more on target than us. It was a really, really even game, and I think a draw would have been more representative of, you know, the game overall, but those are the breaks in football, and Ipswich were lucky enough to get the victory here. But, you know, yeah, we kept going, and I was proud of the lads. I mean, Chris Gunter getting injured in the 71st minute didn't really help us out, but they kept going, they didn't give up to the end, but 2-1, probably a bit of a harsh result. Lucky for us, we bounced back straight away. It looked like we were going to go down to Leeds here. Robert Snodgrass getting his goal in the 3rd minute, but then Kirk Broadfoot scoring 2 goals. You'll say shit. Kurt Broadfoot scoring 2 goals in this game, both from corners. Wes Morgan scoring a corner as well, actually. So corner's been very prominent so far in the series. Thank God they haven't all been the live cons. But John Fleck getting a goal here as well. As you can see, 2 defenders and a midfielder scoring here again. So, it's the striker problem again. I mean, if the midfielders are going to score, that's great. But if we're looking to really progress into the Premiership, we've got to have some strikers actually score some goals, because we're not going to get the amount of space and time with the midfield that you get in the Championship and the Premiership. And although I'm not really looking to get promoted this season, on our current record, we could easily finish playoffs. So, you know, this being the last fixture of the month, we're going to have a look at the league table now, and we'll see what it's going to be like, because, you know, we have played pretty well. So this is it, we are 2nd in the table. West Ham have got exactly the same points as us, and they played 1 more game. So we do have a game in hand over West Ham, who are top. We have been playing some really good football, I'm not going to lie to you. We're playing really well, and I've really been impressed with some of the play that we've had. But I don't know, I don't think we're going to keep it up. I think we've started off the season really, really well, and we've won 7 games out of 10, which is a great ratio to have. But I still think there are some weaknesses in the squad. I don't know what it is. I think Chris Gunter's the main weakness now. That I've got Eric Lehigh, obviously, who's my cover for left back and right back now. Now I've got a new left back in, who I will show you in a minute. But no, okay. But you know, the striker problem as well. Ishmael Miller's a great striker, but I think I'm going to have to put 2 up front and change to a 4-4-2 reasonably soon. Just because if we're looking at the table here, goals for, we have scored 23 of those goals. I will guarantee you at least maybe 2/3, 3/4 of them have been scored by midfielders. I mean, Robbie Finley's not really been on much form. But we'll go and take a look at the strikers now and see what they've been up to, and then we'll compare them to midfielders. Oh god, here we go. So here we can see Robbie Finley's season stats. He has played 10 games and scored 3 goals, an average rating of 7.06. He's not really been in much form. I mean, his stats aren't too bad, I guess, but if we're looking down here, he's got 3 assists as well. Fair play to him, he's got some assists in there. But shots on target, you can't be having shots on target 36%. That is a disgusting ratio. Absolutely disgusting. Ugh. Even more disappointing, really. Dexter Blackson hasn't even scored yet. I've started him twice, and he's got to come off the bench twice. But a minute with a shots on target ratio of 50%, which is a lot better than Robbie Finley's, he just hasn't seemed to perform. And I mean, he's got some decent ratings, but he just doesn't do anything anymore. He can't score, he can't hit the target, and that is a really, really terrible picture because he looks like an elf. But you know, finishing, heading, composure, what I mainly look for in an attacking striker. I mean, his strength's gone up a bit, his work rate's still high. He's got penalty taken in there, his technique's a bit low, which probably isn't helping him. His anticipation's quite high though, which means I could play him as a poacher if I really wanted to. His pace is, I mean, for someone who's 6'1", he's quite a tall lad, and 14 pace isn't too bad, but he just hasn't got off the mark yet, and he really hasn't been in the game. It's really disappointing. Then we come over and look at Ishmael Miller, and I mean, he's got four appearances, 3 goals, 1 man of the match, with a shooting or shots on target ratio of 77%, and the league is 80%. I mean, that's brilliant. I'm really, really impressed with that, but he is still injured. If we go on his profile here, we can see that he is out, expect to be out for a day, which obviously means he won't be playing against Peterborough because he won't be back to full fitness. I might be able to get him back for the Cardiff game, but I don't know. I mean, his pace, I think some of his stats have gone down as well. If we go on attributes, I think his composure went down and anticipation when he was injured. But he's so disappointing because he's such a great talent, and he's a new signing as well, so he hasn't really had that much time to blend into the squad. So you know, it'd be interesting to see what he's like when he does blend into the squad. But he's been injured, and it's really, really cost us dear. Obviously, Marcus Tugay here, I don't really play him that much. I mean, shootings on target is 44%, which really isn't that high. I mean, he's got a couple of goals in the League Cup, but 2 of them against Daggers, so I don't really count those, and he scored 1 goal in the league. So, as you can see, I'm having quite a bit of problems with my strikers. So, I'm going to show you the 3 transfer targets that I do have, and then I want your recommendations for who I should sign. So, let's go over and take a look. As I said, I was looking at Billy Sharp. He's a pretty solid player. I mean, he's made 13 appearances, scored 8 goals, which is pretty good. I haven't really looked too much into detail at him because he's not my main target right now. His shots on target isn't actually that high, but the fact that he's actually scoring goals is attracting me to him. I mean, his stats are pretty solid, and he's pretty cheap for the amount of experience you could probably get out of him. He's 25 years old, and 750k is the cheapest out of my targets. So, who else am I looking at? Let's go and have a look. Obviously, as I said, Nicky Maynard, very, very good striker. He's made 12 appearances and scored 11 goals overall. That's including Cup and League. And he's a nice striker. I like him. He's got shooting, he's got composure, he's got pace, he's got long shots, he's got work rate. He's even got some technique in there, which is really strong. And I really think he's probably my main target. But at 1.8 million, I really haven't got the funds to pay for that. And I mean, he's only on £9 a week, which is pretty cheap. But at the moment, I really can't afford any of these 3 players, honestly, at the moment, and it's really, really annoying. But I may have to offload someone. I don't really know who I could sell. But there is 1 more target left, and this is a recommendation. And we're going to take a look. This is my final guy I'm looking at, Darwin Quintero. He's a recommendation from Shadow Strikes, or Luke, as some of you may know him as, and he's able to have a look at him, and he is a very, very good striker. Plays for Santos Laguna. Where is Santos Laguna? Let's have a quick checkaroo. Plays in Mexico for Santos Laguna, okay. And, I mean, he's got very, very good stats, and he's only 24 years old, and stats speak for themselves, really. But he is 1.2, and he's got £11 a week, which, again, is slightly out of my price range. And he is very, very short. He's 5'5". So, you know, he's one of those players who'd be zipping in and out. He's not one you can cross the ball to. He's not a big striker. So, I don't know, his height is a major major problem for me. And he's not really been on form much in his own league, but I don't know. I think he'd play really well in the championship personally. And the way I play with a poacher, I think he'd be really good. But I don't know. I want your guys' recommendations. So in the comment section below, recommend me a striker to look at. Remember, I don't have much money, but if I can offload someone, I will. I don't know how much I'll have, but just give me a very, very good championship quality striker, and I will take a look at all of your recommendations. And if I do decide to pick yours, you'll get a shout out in the video, and I'll be really, really happy with it. You know, I need a striker so badly. I need a goal-scoring striker for the championship, guys. That's what I want in the comment section below. But there's one more thing before I leave you. That's subscriber's choice, bitches. These are next month's fixtures. So we have Peterborough, Cardiff, Reading, Barnsley, Middlesbrough, Reading again, and Crystal Palace. Reading in the League Cup 4th round and the Championship. So I want your choice in the comment section below. I will try and get this up within 2 days. I'm trying to upload one every 2 days, or no, one of each series every 2 days, so you interchange between Nottingham Forest and Barcelona. But I have got my mock week next week. I am off on study leave, so I do have a bit of free time, and I don't know, but I've got to revise for a couple of tests as well. I've got my Spanish speaking, listening, and reading in Spanish. It's fucking hard. So, you know, I'm going to be revising a bit, so don't expect too much activity from me. If you do comment, I'll try and reply, but I may be busy. So, yeah, so in the comment section below, I want your attacking, striking people who can score goal suggestions for the championship, and your subscriber's choice. So please remember to like the video, because if you do like the video, it does promote penis growth, and let's be honest guys, who doesn't like a good bit of penis growth? And if you do favourite the video, I guarantee you your penis will increase size by 3 centimeters. Don't believe me? Buy a ruler. And also in the Barcelona video, I did ask you what catchline I should put at the end of my videos to signal that it was ending, so go fuck yourself, San Diego.